Hello, here we are with an unboxing of the Samsung Galaxy S4 Mini, the successor to the Galaxy S3 Mini, and as the name would suggest, a slightly smaller and more compact version of the very popular Galaxy S4. So here we are with the official retail packaging. Looks quite similar to the Galaxy S4 packaging. Some of the main specs, so it's got 8 gig of internal storage. Of course, remember the OS is installed, so you don't get quite that much out of the box. You've got LTE on board here. We've got 108.5mm or 4.3 inch Super AMOLED display, dual core processor at 1.7 GHz, 1.5 gig of RAM, 8 megapixel camera and a 1.9 megapixel front facing camera, GPS, 1900 mAh battery, NFC, AMOLED screen, Android, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi. This is also known as the GTI9195. Now we're going to be looking at the White Frost model, but of course you do get the Black Mist as well. So here is the S4 Mini, which we'll come back to in just a moment. Inside the packaging, fairly standard affair. We've got a quick start guide, got some warranty information. Now this is the white unit, so we've got a white USB, micro USB to USB cable, so you can connect that to the mains adapter or directly to the phone itself for connection to a computer. So here we have the mains adapter. This is a 3-pin UK mains adapter that comes in 2 parts, which you connect together like so. It's got a USB port on the top into which you connect the provided USB cable, and if we have a look here on the side, we can actually see that the output is 1 amp on this. So some devices now have higher mains chargers, but this is an output of just 1 amp. We've then got a set of in-ear 3.5mm headphones with a gold 3.5mm jack. We've got some nice earbuds there, and we've got the inline controls you can see for controlling audio and calls. We've got a set of replacement earbuds as well, and then finally we've got the battery which goes into the device, which is 1900 milliamp hours. Okay, so here is the S4 Mini with the packaging and plastic covers removed, and here is the 4.3 inch touchscreen display. Then up at the top here we've got the Samsung logo. That's all built into the front cover. We've got the loudspeaker, we've got a couple of sensors, and we've got the 1.9 megapixel front facing camera. We've got no sort of physical buttons either side here. They're capacitive buttons, a back and a menu key, but we have got a physical home key with that sort of silver bezeling around it. Coming to the side of the device, we've got this silver bezel that we've seen on the Galaxy S4, so it's keeping that sort of design ethos. There is a bit of plastic on here that we haven't removed. We've got a volume up and down key there for controlling the audio volume. Coming around to the top, we've got the 3.5mm audio jack for connecting your headphones and things too. We've then got an IR blaster there, so that's for using this device as a remote control, and there's also a little microphone just on the top there. Coming around to the other side, we've got a small recess on the back cover there for removing the back cover. We've then got the power button there for turning the device on. Got nice curvature on the corners, come round and down to the bottom, and then we've got another microphone, and we've got the micro USB port on the bottom there as well. On the back we've got the 8 megapixel camera with LED flash. We've got the Samsung logo on the back cover here. That's just raised ever so slightly, so you can feel that as you run your finger across it. And I'm not sure if this is coming out, but there is a sort of pattern to the back cover. Although it's smooth and sort of glossy to the touch, there is a sort of pattern within the paintwork there. And then we've got the loudspeaker at the back at the bottom. So if we pull this off, we've then got the internals of the phone, and we've got the removable battery, which we've seen already. We've then got the micro SIM card slot and the micro SD card slot. So this supports cards up to 64 gig in capacity. So whilst there isn't loads of memory on the phone, only the 8 gig, and then you take off the install, which gives you probably about 4.5, 5 gig, you've got the memory card for storing your music and everything on. Do bear in mind that apps need to actually be installed on the internal memory of the phone, so if you use a lot of applications, then this might not be the device for you. So the display itself is QHD with a resolution of 960 by 540. We've got 3G and 4G in this device, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, GPS is all on there, DLNA, so plenty of stuff to keep you up and running and connected. Weighs in at 107 grams, so it's quite light, and thickness is 8.94 millimeters, so it's not the thickest of devices, nor is it the thinnest, but it feels quite comfortable in the hand. And the scary thing is that this is a 4.3 inch screen, and this was a big screen a couple of years ago. You know, not many screens or devices had screens of this size, and now 4.3 seems almost small, but it feels nice and comfortable in hand. It's lightweight, feels like the phone that you could take out with you in the evening. Now, we're not going to give you a full rundown of all the features on this device in terms of the software, because there's so many on Samsung devices. If you've watched any videos on Samsung Galaxy S4, a lot of which have been brought into the S4 Mini. There are some restrictions, but the majority of them there. So we've got standard sort of Samsung enhanced affair here at the home screens that we can scroll through. We can customize by pressing and holding on the screen, and we can set the wallpaper, set the apps and widgets, select the folder and the page. You get the idea. We can pinch and zoom out to control our screens. We can add home screens, we can remove them, or we can set which one is indeed our home screen, like so, and we can tap into each one. We've got our apps tray, so apps that are pre-installed, and then we've got widgets. So a lot of sort of standard applications. We've got Samsung's S Planner, we've got a file manager, got a calculator, voice recorder, got email client there, text message contacts, Samsung Chat On. We've got Watch On, which is Samsung's service to actually use this as remote control with audio visual equipment, and that uses the IR Blaster. So with compatible equipment you can use your phone as a remote control. Got S Voice on here, S Memo. You've got an FM radio, which I know a lot of you like. You've got the Group Play technology, which allows you to actually share content amongst other devices. Not sure how popular that really is or how useful. Of course, you've got the Google suite of applications on here, including Gmail, Messenger, Google+. Got the Chrome web browser. Got Play Store for downloading all your applications. You've got Maps for navigation. You've got TripAdvisor installed on here if you're a user of that. You've got Flipboard installed as standard, which is quite useful. You've got Dropbox, so you can get some free online storage with the Galaxy S4 Mini out of the box, and you can also use this to back up your pictures that you may take from the device. And you've got Samsung Link, which now pairs your device up with other equipment. We'll just very quickly go and have a look at the actual settings of the phone and show you a few things. Now, one of the improvements on the S4 Mini in comparison to the S3 Mini, over and above the features that you've got, but only got some enhancements to the settings here. It's sort of been broken down into categories. So if we go to About More, we can find out about the device, and you can see here that we've got the GT i9-195 running Android version 4.2.2. Let's have a look at the storage. So it's reading that it's got a total of 8 gig, but with all the apps and everything out of the box, you get 5 gig available to you. So that's actually better memory usage than the Samsung Galaxy S4 in comparison to the amount of memory, but you have also got the memory card slot as well. You've got all your different configurations, including your ability to add a variety of different accounts here. So anything from a Samsung account to a Dropbox to a Google account to an Exchange account, you've got it all there. You've got lots of controls over your device, including the lock screen, the display, the sounds, different home screen modes. You've got a blocking mode, which is quite a nice feature, so you can disable certain functions. For example, you could allow your device at night to block all calls other than from selected parties, like maybe your children, your wife, your girlfriend, that they could contact you in emergencies. So if we take a look at the connections settings, you can see we've got lots of options here. So we've got keys, Wi-Fi, so we can manage the device remotely. We've got screen mirroring. So this is picking up my Samsung dongle that's in my lounge. So it allows me to share all the content of the Galaxy S4 Mini exactly like it is on screen with an HD LCD display, which is quite useful. We've got DLNA and S-beam for sharing files. So the S-beam where you touch your device against another device for sharing content. NFC. You've got more networks, and you've got tethering and portable hotspots, so you can use the 3 or 4G connection on this device and share it with other devices that may not have an internet connection. We've got Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Now we're connected over Wi-Fi here, but one thing to note is we're connected to 2.4 gigahertz at the moment, but this does pick up and allow you to connect to 5 gigahertz networks, which are the new faster standard that's coming out. So let's take a look at the camera. So it's an 8 megapixel rear facing camera and a 1.9 front facing camera. This camera has evolved from the Samsung Galaxy S4, which has loads of features, so it's a vast improvement, the S4 Mini on the S3 Mini. So we click here, we've got lots of different modes to allow you to take different types of shots on the device. So from anything from HDR to sound and shot, which allows you to take a still as well as record a few seconds of audio to go with it. Best face, continuous shot. Lots of options. You've got a dedicated camera and video recording key, and you've got a shortcut down here to different effects that we can apply to the image should we choose. You've got quick access to the gallery here, and being an Android device, this links up to a whole variety of accounts, so you can have your Facebook photos and everything showing up in your gallery. We can switch between the front and rear facing camera with this little button just here. So that was looking a little bit strange there because we've got the effect, so let's just go back to no effect. And then if we go into the settings, we've got the sort of usual microphone, timer, flash, etc. We can go in and control the photo size, so 8 megapixels for the rear facing camera. We've got the likes of anti-shake on. We've got video size, so we can record in full 1080p on the rear camera. And then we've got more settings such as GPS tag. You can set the volume key to either be a zoom key. I do advise that you stay well away of the zoom. It's not very good at all on this device. But you can set it as the dedicated camera key because there is no camera key on this device, which is a slight letdown. One thing I just want to point out is if you flick to the front facing camera and go into the settings, the image size naturally isn't as large because it's a smaller lens on the front. That also has a knock-on effect to the video recording size. So on the front facing camera it's only a 720p resolution that you get from that. So you get the idea, the camera's pretty good on this device. The results haven't been too bad against other devices that we've actually looked at. So very quickly we're going to take a look at the phone. So that works in portrait and landscape mode. It's a fairly standard affair. It will sync up with your Google accounts, your Exchange accounts and any contacts you may have on your SIM. Always useful to back them up online, but you can make standard voice calls, video calls, etc. on here. You've got your contacts there. You've got your messaging, fairly straightforward. You can orientate in portrait and landscape mode. You can customize the keyboard how you like, or indeed download your own from the Play Store that you have available on this device. Okay, so I think that's the main features covered on the Samsung Galaxy S4 Mini. If you want to know more, be sure to check out our website www.clove.co.uk.